Hi, welcome back to Anywhere Retail. My name is Piervina.
And my name is Sanjay, and today we're going to be talking to a retail specialist, Laura. And we will be discussing how COVID-19 changed the retail market and how companies keep their consumers loyal to their brand.
Hi everyone, my name's Lara. So because of COVID-19, the entire retail market changed. People became more accustomed to buying online rather than going in store as everyone was stuck at home because of the pandemic. The pandemic has shifted consumer loyalty. The supply chain issues and shortages that affected many brands and products during the pandemic meant that consumers who couldn't get a hold of specific, familiar brands were forced to try alternative brands. During the pandemic, a lot of social justice issues came to light, which caused a lot of companies to show their support or not, which meant consumers either changed their brand so that they could buy a brand that suited their values more. During this time, consumers that increasingly showing loyalty based on what a brand stands for. According to Forbes, brands that do want to engage with the consumer to increase lifetime value have to listen and respond to that consumer's passion.
Yes, I remember learning about how factory workers who work for fast fashion will be harshly underpaid and their working conditions will be extremely hazardous. I also remember watching a documentary where Bangladesh factory workers were paid $2 an hour and their working conditions were really dangerous and supervisors just did not care. After learning about this, I started to buy less clothes and stop buying clothes from places like H&M and Shein. I also started to research companies before buying any clothes, and I would make sure that these companies were ethical and sustainable.
Wow, I never realized that before. However, I do think that this is more socially acceptable and we do need to keep companies accountable. And this is something that can affect a customer's loyalty for sure. So I think it is important for companies to address this and make sure that they do treat their workers with respect and they pay their customers well, because this can ultimately affect the workers' mental and physical health, and the company can become liable. So acting ethically and sustainably is one big aspect to keeping companies loyal.
Yes, I definitely agree with this, but I also recently read an article that talked about personalization. So personalized advertising is very important when it comes to keeping customers loyal. So advertising that can be personalized to address specific customers' needs. So for example, suppose a customer has visited a website, but they did not make a purchase. Well, they may see ads for that website on other websites they visit, which will tempt them to revisit the site. And maybe consumers will be seeing something they really like and end up purchasing it. This is a way for companies to promote and manipulate customer loyalty. Also, sending out automatic emails that are personalized based on customers' past behavior. For example, if a customer has abandoned a shopping cart, they will receive an email reminding them of the items that they were interested in and providing a discount code to encourage them to complete their purchase. However, I think that emails from retailers are annoying and I tend to subscribe for them, as some retailers spam me with emails. I think if retailers send out one email a month, or maybe just do text messages instead, I really wouldn't mind. Although the emails that do sometimes remind me of if I need to buy something, which is important and I find extremely useful. So Laura, what I wanted to ask you is, how can companies strengthen their customer loyalty?
Well, adopting a relational paradigm for service marketing offers obvious promises. For managers, strong and stable customer relationships deliver a favorable word of mouth, justify price premiums, reduce employee training costs, and even lower staff turnover, all of which leads to higher company profits. Many companies underestimate customer-staff interactions. Companies discourage staff from developing strong relationships with customers because they are scared that relationships might divert customer loyalty to the staff of the company rather than the company itself, but also openness to the outside world and aiming to develop a partnership with their consumers can make companies more relevant and competitive. For example, Lego Mindstorms is one of the best-selling Legos in history, and it was co-created with customers. Co-creation can be defined as an active, creative, dynamic, and social aim at developing new relevant product or service innovations through collaborative brand customer interactions.
Wow, I learned so much during this podcast. I love that we got to learn more about how companies draw us in to buy things, and it was great to hear your guys' experiences as well. And that is all on Anywhere Retail. We'll see you guys next week as we talk more about the dark side of fast fashion.
Thank you.